Yes, folks, we have a new cafe racer project. The legendary flying brick, no less. A BMW K75. If you've been watching any of this rubbish, you'll know I've been thinking about this for quite a while, honestly. So we're going to be looking at which bike I chose. I had a choice of 4, actually. We're going to be checking over the bike that I bought, looking at all the options available to us for this cafe racer project build. So, stay tuned. Unusually, I was spoilt for choice. There were actually 4 available. One was in pristine condition, which seemed a shame to hack it up. And here's the other 3. If you've seen this short, then you can skip this bit and go straight on to the next chapter. He's only gone and bought a junker. A BMW, no less. That sounds expensive. Well, I kind of won it in a card game. Let me explain. Long story short, I went to Las Vegas recently and did quite well on the poker tables. So I thought I'd buy myself a BMW K75. Well, I've been thinking about doing one for a while. I looked at this one, it was less than $500. But there were issues with the title. And of course it didn't run. Talking of which, there was this one for $2,300. They'd already started converting it to a cafe racer and then got bored and left it for 2 years and made somewhat of a mess of it, I have to say. And then I found this one. This one. It was actually complete and it runs. Right, let's go get it. Full tank of gas. Half a pack of cigarettes. Well, here it is, safely home, up close and personal. It's scruffy, but it's in reasonable condition. It's got various new bits and pieces, apparently. Unfortunately, it's going to need new badges. And the guy was kind enough to take the front fairing off for me, so I didn't have to lug that all the way home. But yeah, there it is. We'll have a closer inspection later once we get it off the ramp. And it runs. So it's a ran when collected as opposed to a ran when parked. Right, safely unloaded. It's a big bugger, as you can see, because we're back up to Triumph type size. It's as high as the Stratus. Anyway, I've just taken it around the block so it does work, and we're going to be dismantling it, I suppose, over the coming months, looking at the various options we've got for various things, and building, hopefully, our best yet cafe racer build. From a flying brick, no less. Oh yeah, and there's all that shit. Okay, I only bought these back because I wanted the badges. Okay, this BMW K-Series cafe racer build is going to be a long process, and we're going to go into detail on every aspect. So stay tuned. And subscribe if you haven't already. All kinds of stuff like deleting ABS, obviously custom exhaust, we don't want that horrific thing there, obviously custom seats, and more. So yeah, a lot of work to do, and let's talk about what that might involve. Well, I think first off, it needs to lose some weight. It's a big, heavy old pipe, honestly, and that involves taking stuff like this off, because that's heavy. I mean, it's essentially a cruising commuter bike, right? Hence the big ugly stuff. But there is a lot of shit that we can get rid of straight away, like that, and the whole tail unit. We can take that off, put that on eBay. That will start getting some money back. I had completely overlooked these in my assessment of what you might need to spend, i.e. gauges and grips and handlebar stuff. I kind of overlooked that too, and this is all quite agricultural actually. The clutch is really heavy on these, not Ducati heavy, but still kind of heavy. Still up in the handlebar area we have a knob which doesn't seem to do anything. I think we can get rid of that. Not sure about the side panels. We might keep them, we might modify them, we might throw them away or put them on eBay. And this whole foot peg situation is kind of interesting. I like that. I really like that. Kind of don't want to get rid of that, kind of want to improve on that. Obviously you want to improve on that, get rid of that, but yeah, the whole foot peg situation is interesting, but that ain't gonna work, is it? I mean, that's horrible. That. So obviously we've ordered something much nicer. A choice of two, old school or kind of cool. I went for kind of cool. Dang, another $100. I was going to put it to a vote, but then I overruled. And before we get started, let's just make this abundantly clear. Yes, well, all right then, let's get going. Obviously that's coming off. That's the first thing that's coming off. Actually, we're going to take that off and we're going to start it up and see how loud it is. Let's do that. Well, there's one more in there, so I guess we have to take this off. Destruction hath begun. These are actually tiny little pipes off the header. See how big they are compared to my finger. I haven't got fat fingers either. So yeah, that's interesting. Wonder if there's alternative headers. We'll have to see what they look like. Oh, yeah. They're tiny. Alright. I guess they're coming off at some point. But shall we fire it up and see how loud it is? Well, maybe later. It's raining outside and I don't want to fire it up with the door shut. So another dime. Next up, seat and rear end, I think. Yes, let's get those off. And front mudguard. Let's talk about that. Oh yes, the fairing mount. And the knob. Whatever the hell that knob is. Quite sure we don't need any more knobs in this garage. Can't make me mind up about this, the original radiator guard. Might be able to use it, modify it, I don't know. Anyway, we're not throwing it away right now. Down there, yeah, mudguard. Obviously, not Cafe Racer, but I don't know. Could we modify that to make it look cool? I'm gonna take it off, then I might chop it up a bit. Let's get rid of this monstrosity. So in here, I've actually just got a little C-clip on there. So we'll remove that and that'll mean we can bend it over a little bit more. There you go, long nose pliers, job done. what we got here? Same deal. I'm actually removing these little rubber feet because they're kind of cool. They might come in handy. I shall put them in a drawer, and 5 years later I'll throw them away because I haven't used them. There you go. Right, tailpiece, obviously 2 screws here. Not sure what else. Oh, that. Yeah. Alright. Right, that's those 4 out. There's obviously something at the back here, obviously. What's in here? A rat's nest, maybe? So there are a couple of these right at the back there, held back lighting, as you can see there. So that's out of the way. Okay. I think I want to get this off next, which is a couple of screws there. Aha, we've found ourselves an ECU of some description, because there's another one down there. Hopefully this is for the ABS and we don't need it, but we don't think so. Comes here and goes out there somewhere. Oh well, we'll see. Unraveling. Yeah, so that's messy because it comes out here, goes all the way back along the frame, pops out there, and then goes all the way up there somewhere. So that's going to be fun. Anyway, found a couple of nuts. We should probably try and undo them. And 2 more, one each side. Kind of in the middle, under the bottom. Right, so that's the bit. That over here. Now we've got to try and get the ECU through that little hole. Or the plug at least. Anyway, you can see it runs along here. Let's get these blinking blinkers off. And finally, these 2. Alright, I think this is the trick to get the ECU out. I think this unplugs here. Looks like it, right? So then that might fit through there. You never know. Well, we'll come back to that in a minute. There is a short answer. It's called Mr. Kawasaki. If you haven't met him before, you might be about to. Anyway, 2 more bolts and we should have the rear mudguard off. Yep. While we're there, let's get these off. A couple of 10 mils either side, and 10 mils in here, and that's it. Job done. Well, there we go. It's starting to look more and more like a cafe racer already. Yeah, Mr. Kawasaki will be making an appearance. I think we're going to be taking these off here. If not, further back, actually. I have to check out that seat frame and see what's involved with that. Anyway, that's the back end. Let's do this shenanigans and the mudguard, and maybe we'll call it a day for this episode. We'll see. As well as our superfluous knob on the other side of matters, we've got this, a flap. Knobs and flaps that we don't need. It's a throttle rocker. Okay. We don't want it. And I removed the rear pegs because we won't be needing them, and they were getting in the way. So that was just a split pin and a peg through the hole. Alright, 10mm bolt and one of those. These are a bit tight. Snip those out, and then it should lift out. There we go. It's coming. Right, that's better. That. So it's 10mm on the back and number 5 on the front. No, wait, that was just the reflector. Yeah. Then there's these gaiters. Let's get those off. We don't need no gaiters. That ought to do it. What's the betting we end up buying more of those? They were fine actually, but I don't like them. Anyway, there's our bolt that holds this. That's going to be fun. What we have uncovered is a lot of bloody wiring. Yes, I have a feeling some of it is ABS, and hopefully some of it is just plain BS. We'll find out. Anyway, the bits that have been cut off have been duly labelled. Yes, with cable label. These are actually really good. So yeah, that's what they look like on a sheet. While we're in this area, it was something that I started getting worried about that I'd overlooked in terms of things on the Bringer trailer, etc. These cafe racer builds. I wondered, were they all fork swaps? And actually the majority aren't. I'm not particularly keen on these forks, but we'll see if we can make them work. I think next time around, anyway, we'll drop them down a bit and see what that looks like. Obviously, at the moment, the motor, is the brick. Yes, it's square to the ground, and obviously, if we drop the front end down, that's going to tilt up. But the frame, you can see, kind of goes uphill towards the front. So if we're going to drop the frame level, then this is going to drop at the front. Are you following up and downs? If not, don't worry, tune in next time and you'll find out. Anyway, let's get back to that mudguard. Aha, and there's a little flap at the back of the flap. Yeah, and in there's one of those. And as we're undoing it, it's kind of disintegrating before our very eyes. Good. One. Alright, two. It's kind of hooked on there too. So, having got the flappy bits off, we've got better access to those Allen bolts there. I'm going to leave it on there for the moment, actually, because, of course, it's uncovered or brought to my attention that there's a brake line between the calipers, a metal brake line, which I'm not entirely happy about. I don't know what other people do with that, honestly. Yeah, not at all sure. Better do some investigation, I suppose. Find out what options we got on that. Meanwhile, I've got a shitload to put on eBay, so I'm going to be busy. Yes, we're going to be keeping a keen eye on the budget for this project, because it's all important, as always. And we're going to be selling off parts to contra what we buy. I did an episode on that quite a while back, actually, on what it costs to build a cafe racer of any description, and indeed, is it possible to build one for $0, which it kind of is. I'll try and remember to put a link in the description down here. I think I've been banging on for quite long enough. More than enough destruction for one episode, I would say. Obviously more to come next time around. Yes, I think we might remove the fuel tank and see what's happening with this umbilical cord that's all over the place. And we might even have a stab at removing the ABS unit. So if you haven't already, subscribe down here, and if you thought the video was any good, give it a thumbs up. Of course, encourage others to watch my lunacy.